Hello, welcome to FMA Talk Live. How's everyone doing? And yes, that is the infamous Dean Franco in the co-seat. How you doing, sir?
Good, you?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Working on stuff as usual. So
Why's my camera not working?
okay, so we've been on a little hiatus, and already got a comment. There we go, Mike Pryor. Oh, here we go. The rubber moose is back.
How do I get my camera? It's not.
I see you.
No, I know. Yeah, definitely. But it's my computer camera, not my.
Not
Not
your
my.
phone? Or your other one?
Yeah, exactly.
If you hit settings and then you hit on the camera, you'll see that there's a menu of which you could use and resolution and stuff of that nature.
Okay.
At least on my end, it shows that.
Webcam. Let me just see if that's doing it.
Hey, Sam, how you doing? Sam from Ohio is saying hello. Hello.
I think I got it.
Okay, there you go. Good.
Better, much better. Okay.
So
before it always went on automatically.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Matt Jones says hello. There we go. You're supposed to hit your webcam with the hammer.
Yeah, that works too.
It should work better. Okay, there you go. So taking the summer off for a little hiatus. And Ty looks completely different. He's been a client of the House of Masters. Now he's got a full head of hair. So, or that's Dean Franco. So I think that's Dean. So
I think it's Dean Franco. Yeah.
Ty is not here tonight in full. He will be here later. He got a little bug, and he's home from work for about a week. So.
He's sick. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he got the bug.
The bug. Okay.
The bug. So, I was talking to him earlier today. His voice is kind of beat up and stuff, and so he said he was going to try to hop in for a few minutes tonight, but and we're going to talk about but so we took time off because the summer was hitting. A lot of things have happened. I don't know what we've done, so we're doing a summer in review. So Dean's got things that he's done, I've got things that I do, and Ty's got things that he's just done. So we're gonna basically, I don't even know when the last show was, but we're gonna go from basically what we did all this summer, and then we're gonna be talking about the future. So we are back on the weekly shows until I am going on the road. Actually, probably international. So the biggest news here is that a year ago this past February, I was in a car accident, and it turns out that it tore my rotator cuff as well as a bicep. So I've been doing therapy for months and physiotherapy. The other therapy, I just can't. I hit people with a stick. It makes me feel better. So, but I've been doing physiotherapy, and then finally we got to a point where nothing's getting better. So I went to the Philippines. I went to the World Championships. I won at the World Championships. And then I came back, and 2 weeks later, I was under the knife. So maybe it was less. Then maybe it was more than 2. I think I went in. Oh, that was I got back, and like days after I got back, I had my surgical consultation. And then I am, I think, 3 weeks into post-surgery. Let me see here. So this is it. That's okay. 1, 2. Oh, so it's the 22nd. I got cut. So that's 1, 2, like 4 weeks now. So, I had to wear I for 2 weeks I was driven. Actually, for 3 weeks I was driven around. So it was like driving Miss Daisy, but different. And
you were Daisy.
yeah, so this is not working. I don't know why that's not. I got to double check something here. So my volume's a little off, but I'll figure this out. But we did that, and I had to cancel 4 events in September, and was supposed to. I can't fly actually.
You cannot fly.
No, I cannot. So the problem with this having a surgery of this nature, they're concerned about blood clots and stuff of that nature afterwards. So the first 48 hours, I had to wear stock leggings.
Yeah.
To compress that. I also had to, it was weird because I had nerve blockers.
Okay.
And this nerve blocker shut my arm down. It didn't numb the pain. It shut the entire arm down. Like I'm making a fist now. Am I not?
Oh, wow.
I got caught on a few things. Like, what the hell's that? Oh, it's my hand caught around something, I couldn't move my fingers. I couldn't do anything. So it took about 20 hours for that to wear off completely.
It's a long time.
Which is fine. It's all good. But it was weird because I've never had that happen. I've never experienced that before. Yeah, no, I didn't get cut with a Kali stick. Ha 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 ha. And Dean, yes, Dean's cameras is very fuzzy right now, so I don't know what's going on.
Oh God, this thing! I swear, it's got a life on its own.
So, but yeah, like I said, I'm told I should be able to maybe start punching by January, hopefully.
Okay. Well, that's
so it's my left arm, which is okay. So so I can drive with my right. I'm a righty. I can wipe my butt with my right, because I'm a righty. So that's good. But and being right, or being a righty in general, it's good. A lot of things I would normally do, I would do with my right. But like when I'm doing the arnis, of course, when it comes time to grabbing something, I have to bring my arm. I can't. That hurts. I slide it up my chest, and then I go and I grab. Or what I'll do is I'll put a knife in my hand and I'll check with the knife. So I'm really getting good at short range of Spadiadaga.
Sure.
And I've got my striking coach all set up for when I'm given the green light.
Oh, good.
But I just don't know when that's going to be. It's just, I'm hoping January they give me the green light to do stuff. But come February, I got to be functional because I'm in the Philippines. I'm flying then. So, I'm doing so. Like we just did our. I'm
sure by then you should be. Good to go.
Yeah. Well, yeah. There should. We'll be in a lot better shape by then. But it's just still, the hardest part was not the not doing stuff.
Yeah.
It's the feeling helpless when people around you are doing stuff and you can't do a thing.
It's hard.
It's like, all right, Janice, you got to drive me around everywhere for 3 weeks.
Oh, I know. I got
okay.
It.
So that is funny because I say put the sling on. Okay, great. Wear it for 48 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
And then what? Oh, then take it off. We don't want you wearing it anymore. I'm like, wait, I spent all this money for this. You don't want to, wear it in the car, which if I'm a passenger, I will wear it because my arm doesn't always sit the way I need it to. It'll the pressure. And then it's supposed to be good for social distancing. That doesn't really work very well. People are stupid. I'm like walking around trying to do something, and people are just getting in my way, almost bumping into me. I'm like, hey, moron, do you not see the sling?
Yeah, they don't. Yeah.
No, they don't care.
People don't care. Yeah.
You're a bunch of dumbasses. So, whatever, So right now, unless I'm going to be the passenger in the vehicle, I'm not wearing my sling. Hey, Terrell, how you doing? Look at that. Yeah, Ty's got a bug. He is going to be popping in later today, but he got the bug. So, and then 11th degree. Well, based on the promotions I'm seeing these days, I would actually skip right to 15th degree. Say, hey Tim, are you going to be promoted to 11th degree black belt? No. Why bother stopping there? But hey, I've always said that. 11th. That's so mediocrity. Remember when you couldn't find a grandmaster on the whole East Coast? Remember those days? Now they're like in every backyard. Hey, Chris, how you doing?
Oh, hey, Chris.
So, I will talk more about the Worlds later, but I want to bring up something that happened for a Dean thing that happened this summer.
What's that?
And then you can tell us about the whole thing, because I don't think we talked about it. Your trip to Canada.
Oh, yeah.
And I know all about it because I was very intricately involved in that adventure.
Well, oh yeah, Sunday, right? So yeah, I went Friday.
Well, and Friday.
Oh, that's right, Friday, because I was waiting for one Renee to come over the border and pick me up, which he did.
He did.
So we got to Renee's house. Gosh, I forget what time, but it was quite late. So we were training into God knows what time.
So everyone, okay, he's going to play it down. So, and to know one person's fault, Dean flies into Buffalo. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, Friday night classes, and I couldn't get away. I go, Dean, come on, come on over, get an Uber, because we were talking about like Renee wasn't sure if he could make it in time because he had things he had to do.
Correct. So he did. Right. So he obviously wasn't making it to the airport picking me up. Right.
So he took an Uber to my school. We hung out. So I'll be there, 5, 6 o'clock. Okay. So 9 o'clock rolls around. In the meantime, we've gone to Mexican food. We've had a blast talking. And he was, there was a problem at the border with papers.
There was that bad.
Yeah. Badges,
Well, that was him. That was him coming.
I know what it was.
Yeah.
You got over. He got back and brought you over easy.
Correct. Going back, there was no issues. And then what time we got back. It was late.
Then I attended the seminar, and then I brought Dean back, and I'm like, Dean, we got to go. He's like, you're right. We got to make sure because the border. Once what happens, I drop him off at the airport, and the flights are canceled. So you end up staying an extra day. So that's the adventure, which was good. He got to eat at the pizza plant, the stuffed pizza and all this other stuff. And I found out that Dean is like myself when it comes to food. He's a freaking machine, little skinny bastard. But let's talk about the here we go. And we're talking about you, Renee, and the border. And Errol, how you doing, brother? But tell us about the seminar that you taught up over at in Toronto. It was the first time teaching in Toronto?
Yeah. So Renee was so kind enough to bring me up. It was a great host. And so we fooled around Friday night before we went to bed, he, down in his basement playing around, and received a nice headbutt from him.
So were you stick fighting?
We were, it was
knife fighting.
Yeah, it was some stick fighting and then some knife. And
does he have the ceiling height for that, or you just?
No. The ceiling was fine. It's just Renee's clinches. It's pretty phenomenal, and he's got center of gravity below me, so it was hard navigating those waters with him. And plus, he's an accomplished dog brother. I mean, Jesus.
There you go. Yeah.
Enough said, right? So that was fun. Then Saturday, of course, was the seminar, which I kind of focused, I think it was Blade Tech and some Piper. And then Sunday, which you were there, was kind of a continuation of, but it was, wonderful people. It was really fun. I mean, really, really enjoyable.
Cool. Let me just a couple here. Hey, Renee, thanks for chiming in. If you were still interested in that tournament, we were supposed to have it this year in the States. We pushed it back to 2025. So if you were thinking about coming over to the Worlds, let me know and I can get you information on that. Errol, good friend of ours, always great to see him on board. And of course, we have Renee. And then Justin, what's going on? Fernando. Did you see Justin that weekend at all?
No.
Justin, what's up with that?
And I didn't see Paulo either. So Paulo, I guess, has some stuff going on Saturday. I guess there was some stuff going on Sunday with his kids.
Gotcha.
And I wasn't obviously going to have Renee drive me around. I mean, that's ridiculous. And
there's Carl Outram. Hey, Carl. Hey, and so how you had someone fly all the way from Vancouver for that seminar, right?
Darcy.
I mean, think about that.
Darcy's a bad boy. Darcy's legit, man. So Darcy, I mean, it was really wonderful for him to do that. It was nice meeting him. I mean, you got to understand, it was the first time me meeting Renee and being in person with Renee. So that was nice as well. And then all the other folks there, of course, I had never met, with the exception of you and Craig, right?
Yep. And he goes, meh. Renee. And
never disappointment there.
Yeah, there we go. And here's Renee's exciting comment. Shoulder is doing better, and I should be able to punch something by January, hopefully. And Penelope says hi, by the way.
Penelope.
The other woman. Otherwise, that's the dog, right? Is that Renee's dog, Penelope? Or is that his wife?
No, that's not his wife. Oh, mate. Oh, actually, yeah, maybe it is the dog. Yeah,
okay.
Dog's a funny dog. Yeah.
Okay. You were buddy with that dog, weren't you?
The dog I have to admit, the dog took a liking to me. I have to admit that. And it's so funny. I walked in one morning. I forget what morning it was. Saturday, Sunday. I opened the door. And it's like right there waiting for playtime or whatever. Funny dog, though. Yeah.
Where my dog was waiting for you, but it was probably ready to eat you.
Yeah. I think, pretty much.
Okay. He goes, I couldn't tell, by the way, you looked at the tournament or at the seminar. Yeah, well, the seminar was before the surgery, so I was pretty lucky with that. So, and we'll talk about that shortly. Bukai, Alvin Gakos. So, okay, so but that was a huge success. I mean, is your first? Have you been to Canada before teaching, or was that the first time?
Never teaching. I was there. I mean, gosh, I think I went there it was so long ago.
Okay, you've done vacationing, but never for martial arts.
In the 80s, So it was like basically 4 decades removed. So yeah.
And here we go. You heard it first. Wait for it. Dean Franco Seminar 2 in the works.
Oh.
Okay, you guys, you heard it right here. This is why you turned on FMA Talk.
Yeah, I mean, he was a wonderful host, a great family. The kids are really entertaining and funny. The dog is, is obviously a very understanding wife. Having a stranger just basically stay there.
Yeah. So just so we're not too nice to Renee, because he might get weird feeling all these warm fuzzy things. Renee, that he wasn't saying any of this shit 5 minutes ago before you logged in. So just joking. No, and actually, so I went up. I don't know what was
You
going
drove
on
up
Saturday.
Sunday, right?
I went up Sunday.
Yeah.
So Craig was down training with. Well, actually, did I have the video crew with me that day? Yeah, the video crew came in.
So Craig was there. Okay.
So Craig was in Buffalo. Missed you, and then Craig had an event on Saturday. I had something going, and we both. So Craig drives down 6 hours, hangs out with me, drives back 6 hours, does on Friday, does a seminar on Saturday, and then he drives another 4 hours to see Dean. I drive up 2 hours to see Dean, and then he drives, and he did 8 hours round trip in the same day.
That guy just drives, man.
That was me back in the day. While Remy was still with us and all the other guys, but I do some pretty hardcore driving, but not the quantity that he does. Because I've driven down to New York City the night before, or actually, I drove to New York City, got there at 8 a.m., did a 9 a.m. training thing with Bobby Tabuada, and then drove home the same day. So that's 12 hours, 13 hours, but there was breaks too. Yeah, I wasn't that hardcore.
Yeah, I mean, that was I give him credit. I mean, he's he drives much more than I would be doing. I have to give him credit on that. That's just a lot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So Errol, I don't know why Errol says "damn" because there's so many things we're talking about. We have to. Okay, here's Jeremy. Oh, this is one of Craig's black belts. We essentially live in a crater north of the Great Lakes.
How long does it take? I mean, how long does it take Craig to get to you?
5.5. 5.5 to 6, depending on traffic.
So did he? So he went. So he wasn't with you. He just came over to.
Well, he came down to train. He came down the night before, if I recall properly. Then we did the filming for all the
then
social
he came up with. So, then he went obviously home from there. I got you. Okay.
Then he drove home from there. So he's up in Sudbury, and then he did a benefit seminar of some sort on Saturday. And then he then drove back down on Sunday. So, and of course, that's 4 hours. What time did your seminar start? Was it 10 a.m.? No, 8 a.m. Not.
No, I think it. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. I think it was 10. Yeah.
Okay, so he would have been on the road at 6 a.m. bare minimum to make it on time.
Yeah,
he was there before me.
He's definitely more ambitious than I am, as far as the driving. I mean.
Yeah. Well, okay. So we did some crazy week driving. Yep, we did that. Joey, how you doing? What's up from San Jose? Renee, that is why FMA is better than Craig Mason. And and obviously anyone who's been watching my social media, you'll understand why FMA is better than everything in the world.
FMA is better than Craig Mason's driving.
Okay. I used to make it to Niagara Falls in 4 hours.
4.5 hours. Wow.
And 5 hours on every other. Okay.
Yeah, I have a limit, man. Like, I give these guys credit that are willing to travel like that. I have a limit, like, far as like how much I'm going to travel. I just got to be honest.
And Craig's people are good. Craig's group is good people. Yep. Well, we have built a very good network of people. Craig's been with me for, the first time we came in contact with each other, it was at Remy teaching in Toronto in 2000.
Oh, is that when you guys? Okay, all right.
Yeah. And it's funny because Janice was there as well. And Craig shows the photo. Here's the picture of me and Remy. He goes, yeah, I know. That was Toronto, right? Yeah, how do you know? Because that's me sitting in the background.
That's funny.
So, let me see here.
That was a good weekend. Because that was the first time you met.
Locos.
That was the first time you met Renee as well, right?
When?
Up there.
No. I met Renee officially See, let me think. I think it was the beat the crap out of cancer he did.
Oh, you
'Cause,
you were up
so
there. Okay.
yeah, I was up there for. I didn't fight. Craig fought, and I was actually real. I tried to be on the. It was funny too because Philip Jelinas was the 2012. There we go. That's how long I've known Renee.
2012.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's been 12 years, and neither one of us have killed each other, so that's good.
That's a long time ago. I didn't realize you guys had known each other for that long. Oh wow.
Well,
That's
it was funny. So the person that was in charge was Philip Jelinas, sled dog, and
okay.
I don't know Philip. I mean, I know who he is. I've always known who he is.
Yeah.
I mean, he's one of the pioneers up in Canada for several martial arts.
Absolutely.
And then I'm keeping, I'm just kind of like, hey, whatever. And next thing you know, all of a sudden, Philip goes, and here is Tim Hartman. Like, what? I'm like, and we made a donation while we were there and stuff because it's beat the crap out of cancer. It's important.
Yeah.
And Renee says it hasn't been an easy 12 years. Okay.
Great function. The beat the crap out of cancer. Great cause. For those of you watching have never done it, I highly recommend you check it out. Great experience. All the guys I've been around have been absolutely wonderful. Yeah.
So actually, Carl, you've got the weekends mixed up because there was multiple things. So there was beat the crap out of cancer. And then there was the first official Dog Brother gathering where Mark Denny came up. I went to that one, and then I had to drive out to Cambridge after there. And actually, that was the first time I met. Mark. The next time he and I were, I think that was the first time. Next time he and I were training at the Bondo camp underneath Dr. G, or it was maybe flip flop the thing at the time. But Phil says, "Hey, Tim Hartman." I said, "Who the is that?" And you said okay. So Renee said that. So they were at Combat Arts. They had Tuhan Gahe come up after that. I went to that one.
You went to Gahe too? Oh wow.
Yeah, and then and Guru Dan was up there at Combat. I mean, these guys put all these events together. So I went to the Guru Dan one. I went there I think twice for Guru Dan. And then the first, like I said, I went to see Grand Tuhan. I had to go up and drop. Long story short, I had to be up there for something else, non-martial art related. And then while I was there, I stopped over and hey, whatever. I go, can I do some training? And I tried to give money. They refused to take it. And because it's green and they don't understand to look at it because their Canadian money's all colorful.
Oh, is it?
So,
okay.
Yeah, they have all different colors for all their different dollars.
Okay, maybe I just don't remember seeing.
Which is probably the reason why it's not worth shit. But and then the Salty Dog seminar. That was the first time that Renee and I really got to know each other. So Salty Dog basically did a Krabi Krabong seminar. And
did you enjoy that?
I had a blast. We did the double, we did the doubles, and I had made synthetic trainers of my own. This is before Vulpus was ever around. Okay. So I'd made my own synthetic trainers. I brought them up, and Arlen thought they were really cool, and G liked them too back then. But we're hanging out. It was funny too because it's like Arlen would go around the room and stop with Craig and I, and like I kept asking all these questions. Like I've never had anyone ask these questions before. I'm like, okay, Arlen, how often do you have the head of a Filipino martial art organization attending your seminar? Well, this is the first time, and that's why you don't get these questions. I'm a professional educator, and I'm really interested in what you're doing, and what's And he, it was cool because, what, physically, there was nothing that we hadn't seen before. And actually, it's like, oh my God, we do this, we do that. But what I really appreciated was the vibe, the energy, because it was so forward and aggressive down your throat. And that's what I thought was cool. Because, I mean, listen, you go to Southeast Asia, you have chefs from all these different countries. They all have the same ingredients. you have your rice, you have your protein, so, but how they present it, each country is different. And the way the forward pressure that the Krabi Krabong does, I really I dug that. Made me look at
that's some sick stuff, man. Like you either got to get hit with one of those things,
and then
or you got to get a tight kick.
I brought a pair of sticks up for his daughter.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
They say you're so funny. Okay, here we go. What's this one? IG. We don't worry about. I will make plans. Datu Guro Council. I'll be over in February, Alvin. So let's talk about that. That'll be great. Precious Family FMA is the best. It's the best for us. Let me see. He talked about get together with Remy. Who? Well, I may have missed that. Precious Jr. I'm good friends with. Okay. Yeah. I've been talking to John in the Philippines when we were there at the memorial, the unveiling of Remy's statue. John wasn't part of that. I was kind of trying to get to the bottom why he wasn't invited, and I was kind of busting his chops. I wasn't invited. I go, neither was I, but I showed up. I mean, I knew about it. No one told me I couldn't go. And
okay, they tell you couldn't go.
I go, I was adopted family. You're real family. Come on down. So, so he's sitting there. Praise his family is okay. I got to that. Yeah, John. Okay, Datu Guro Festival, February 2025. Okay, we'll be over. I will talk to you about that. We'll get I got a few guys coming with me. John. Okay, Dean tries to kill me. BRW. What's
Dean tries to kill me. BRW. Huh. I'm not sure what.
Sure, Vernon. That's cool. Tell him I said hello.
BRW. I don't know.
Yeah.
You got me on that one.
By the way, Dean tries to kill. Okay, you tried to kill him. By the way,
that was after the headbutt.
Voice to text. I get it. Voice on text. That's a Canadian thing with the Canadian voice to text doesn't really do the same thing. It's probably why there's an exchange rate thing going on here. You know, when you kill a Canadian, you do third less time. Did you know that?
You do a third less time if you
with the exchange rate.
Oh, Jesus. Hey, I like the Canadians. A good chunk of them are in WPM.
Good. So. I will, sir. Just saw that you were on. Wanted to listen to you first. Okay, cool. So it was. I thought it was. I only got to see one day. Unfortunately, there were just some schedule conflicts. I couldn't do it. But the day I went, I had a good time. And I've seen Dean teach before, and I've had him teach at my school, and this was cool. All right, we got people watching from the Philippines, brother. Vincent, how you doing, sir? Okay, what is it? It's only a war crime. The second time you killed Canadians. Miguel Ruby. I got to call you, sir. We got to talk for my FMA supply. You know Miguel.
Miguel Ruby.
We love Miguel. He's good peeps.
Yeah, definitely good guy.
Yeah, and then here goes Tony. Tony Clay, watching from New York. Oh man, everyone's just like, it was okay. Everyone's like logging in. So we've, so that okay. That's that's cool. Let me hit another event, and then we got to. Now, for those who haven't, PG Tye is part of the show. He is my official co-host, and Dean and him are battling to see who's the official co-host. I don't know if there's some free agency we're going to send Ty over to FMA discussion and keep Dean over here, or whatever, or just keep him over here.
Well, episode 500 is coming up, so it could be a free agent. It could be a free agent
after that.
Could be.
Okay. So,
driving me nuts. What's going on with this thing?
let me see. So,
Jesus.
I'm looking at a couple things as people who are logging in I haven't seen before, so I'm trying to stay on point with them. But so I went to the Philippines.
Yes.
So long story short, I got tricked into competing in the East Coast qualifier for week half. My doctors and physiotherapists said, get out there, test the body, see if it's broken or not. You've been doing PT long enough. Great. So I went down. Lo and behold, it was supposed to be a friendship tournament. And of course, after they have my money, they go, oh, by the way, yes, East Coast qualifier. What? So I go, all right. Well, I don't like doing this. And here's the reason why. With the problem with a qualifier, I had no intention on competing. Now, I did want to go to the World Championships because I wanted to go to the World Championships. Like I said, I had no intention on competing and stuff of that nature. So lo and behold, I'm talking to Steve Walk, who's the international president. I go, and he goes, well, Timmy, all you have to do is back out, or like if you, whatever place you are, you don't have to take it. Just let the next person there. I go, okay, that works for forms. That's not a problem. Forms, whoever's the top qualified person that's willing to go, fine. But when we're talking fighting, that's another story. I go, what if, and I've always said this for years, what if the person I fight in round one is the best qualified person that was willing to go? And I beat him, and he's so far out because it took him out round one. Even if I step down, he doesn't qualify because what happened is they took the top person from the East Coast and the top person from the West Coast. Okay. Oh, no, don't worry about that. You know what happened? It's exactly what happened. So I took out the top qualified person who was willing to go round one, and he's so far down the bracket that it would have took three of us to back out for him not to actually make the spot. So I made some quick adjustments. I went and I got bronze in weapons, which that was my fault. Everyone kept telling me about don't go over 2 minutes, but they didn't know that there was a 1 minute minimum time thing. So it was a half point deduction. And they told me that was, I would have had the gold in that. I felt everyone loved my forum. They all thought I did a great job. And for Tim Hartman, I was pleased. But I felt I left the team down because I didn't know. I don't agree with the rule. If it's traditional divisions, they should respect my tradition. If my forms are shorter, so be it. But when I compete in a game, I go by the rules of the game.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know it. I made a mistake, and there. But did stick fighting next. I got gold there, and then silver knife fighting. So I was happy with that.
Interesting knife fight. What are the rules for that?
So it's blade rules, which is first cut. It's a 2-minute round. Problem is they were not okay. So the Filipinos play it like the stick, or they're using the knife. The Americans, we seem to be very good at using the live hand. Unfortunately, the referees weren't used to seeing the live hand used. So a lot of times when someone come in, I'll do it opposite. I would come down with I have my knife here. Someone stab, I slap the hand down and I poke them. They weren't used to seeing that action. So a lot of times my opponent was getting points for my check.
It's a universal tactic. I mean, you're simultaneously defending a shot and countering.
In the Philippines, the problem is in the Philippines, a lot of guys, they just try to go here and just boom, or they just pop, and they don't use the live hand. So,
well, I mean, for point accumulation, I can see that. Okay.
Yeah. So, so it is, okay. So here we go. Real quick. And that's why WPN is better than FMA. WPN. Okay, good. Any vids? There is a vid. That's a bad vid. Someone filmed some stuff. So, okay. Not there. Going to turn into a blood sport quick. I saw a fight in the streets where 20 people involved. Actually, we walked through streets where like 20 people were involved. Aloha. I'm assuming you're still in in Hawaii at the moment there, Eric, but thanks for logging in if you still are. By Makate. Okay, gotcha. And Pugai. Yes, it says Vincent. Yep. So it was fun. Listen, they did a very professional job. So I've seen all the organizations out there, and I'm going to be making a post on this later, but I'm going to tell everyone right now. The goal was to get Arnis FMA into the Olympics for a sport.
Mm-hmm.
That's a goal that a bunch of us have had over the years. A classmate of mine, Roland Dantes, because of his work, Arnis was made the official martial sport of the Philippines.
Right.
So we've been going back and forth, and obviously, if Arnis becomes an Olympic sport, it's going to be a huge shot in the arm for all of us, just like Taekwondo.
Right.
The only group I see that has the opportunity to do that is WECAF now, because they were in the Southeast Asian Games. They're not going to be in the upcoming one. I think a country dropped out or something. You have to have a certain amount. They're looking at things, but WECAF had been in the Southeast Asian Games multiple times. I've looked at the other groups. No one else has been able to do that.
It'd be sad that if that's the only representation that they're trying to get in the Philippines. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Well, there's two things. So they do padded and they do continuous for stick fighting. Mm-hmm. They're also Sikaran is working on it as well.
I mean, you look at it. If you got boxing in the Olympics,
boxing may be going out. Remember, they're talking about it right now that it might not be back for the next Olympics. I think it had that one fighter who had both sets of chromosomes.
Yeah.
I thought it was different. I thought it was a transgender, and I'm like, no. This person had. I'm like, oh, geez,
that's a shame, though. I mean, just you got one incident, so you're going to remove the whole sport that's been there for decades.
Well, didn't they do that with? Weren't they talking about removing wrestling or something?
Not that I heard, but.
After the last Olympics, not this past one, but the one before, they're always talking about something going.
If they remove wrestling, you remove that, then what's going to be the next thing? I mean, it's so they're going to go like completely non-contact related.
Well, didn't they? Okay, I know it was a big stink. They were talking about getting rid of women's softball because it was always the women, the American women always got gold, and it wasn't the Olympics weren't to see who got the gold. They already knew who that was going to be. It was always about who got the silver and the bronze, because the women were they were just too much of a powerhouse for U.S. So,
but you're going to have powerhouses,
of course,
for like in particular, depending the sport and what have you.
Yeah. Thank you, Vernon. I do think that it will go over much better than breakdancing. I don't think we'll have the conspiracy of having someone get a 0. Oh, listen, I've got some issues, so I'll tell you right here. I'm not a fan of their forms because they're all made up. Let's really get out there. You watch it. It's when they're really doing their thing. They have creative and they have traditional. And when they're watching the traditional, I'm watching some wushu-esque type movements. It's not as much as the creative, but I'm like, okay, when you're doing a walkover and a back bend into a stand, I'm like, I'm sorry, that's, So I think there needs to be more definition of that. I think the judging I like the judging. I think it was fair. I think they need a better system of judging when it comes to the forms. And they were, oh my God, they were all the first day they were all wearing barong outfits. Then they had matching golf shirts. I mean, every day they had a different outfit the judges were wearing. They marched them in, they marched them out. They had their shit together. I think in some cases the competitors were competing at a level above the judges. My case in point, They weren't used to the American because they're mostly the Filipino judges, and they weren't used to the live hand and knife fighting.
That and knife. I mean, that's like.
Well, listen. Once again, in the Philippines, they do the padded stick, they're using blade rules, and then they said, "Oh, let's do knife," so it's a shorter tool. Oh, here we go. Hello, Renee Tongson, who's part of all that over there.
Okay, Renee.
Dean wears a different outfit daily. Is that an inside joke?
Or an observation. I don't know.
So while and of course, while I was in the Philippines, while I was at the championship, Manong Rene walked in. It was great to see him there. Bamba Dulai was there. I got to say hello and talk a little to Senator Zubiri. He was actually shocked because I was talking to him, and then he's going to leave or go up to an office up front. I'm getting ready to compete, and he walks up like, "Are you competing?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's why I came over here." I'm like, "Dude, you're a legend." I'm like, no. But it was cool that he took the time because he didn't think I was actually going to get out on the floor. And I was down a limb, but it was still worked out well. It was good. It was good. But unfortunately, typhoon hit while we were there, and or hurricane hit while we were there. Or was it typhoon? No, typhoon flooded out the airport. So I had some. This was a rough trip for me. My credit card got compromised. 2 of them got compromised. But it was right after that global hack that went down. I don't think it was anything that happened in the Philippines. Thai food. No. I was there by myself, which is okay. I brought some blades back. I got some stick bags from a couple people here and there. Met with a bunch of people. Actually, my social media company, for those who've been watching that, my God, when I was everywhere I was, people were coming up and wanting to do photos with me and stuff like that. I'm not saying I'm that guy, but my social media has gotten me that visibility. It's crazy. And I'm very thankful for them. The People Trendy does an amazing job. And because of that, people were being very, very nice to me while I was over there. I had people showing up. I met a Yao Yan club over there now. So on my next trip in February, we're going to go do Yao Yan. They came over. I had 5 people come visit me at the hotel in Manila. And then I helped Rodell get a new student, which was cool. A guy, there we go. Let me see here. Okay. Sure, Tim. Renting porn doesn't mean compromise. I never did that. I just happen to know what the title is. It's nothing to do with that. Okay, it goes Senator Zubiri, the founder of PCAF here in WeCAF. Okay. And then you're not that guy. You're Doug guy. Okay, thank you. I don't know how that charge got on my room.
I think Renee identified it.
Yeah, there we go. Listen, and this is why I tell everybody: if you are going to the Philippines, okay, listen closely. Make sure you have ample cash. So I should have brought. I had a stash that I was supposed to bring with me. I left it behind. I put money aside specifically for the trip, and I had money, but there was the rest of it I left behind. And 2 guys, 1 stick. Okay, funny. So funny. And with my credit cards being compromised, that country is a cash country. You would be surprised at how many places do not accept credit cards. And that kind of jammed me up a little when my credit card got jacked up. I had to use cash in a couple hotels I was having a problem with, and finally, okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, judges and referees in the Philippines are always in uniform. We won't see a technical officer in short sleeves. It's a no. We have an average of 3 tournaments a month. Oh, wow. Yeah, I did like. Listen, they were spot on. They were marching in order. I think we could have done a little without that much. Like when they would substitute a referee, there was a whole ceremony they went through. I think we could have done without that. I think it would have made it a little more time efficient, because me, as because so I was supposed to fight at 5 in the afternoon, and then it was going to be 9 p.m. Same thing, and then finally they go at 7 o'clock. They go, okay, like I'm ready to get going. I'm like, all right. I looked up the app. I'm fighting first thing in the morning. Okay, fine. And it just kept getting pushed back. And I am so OCD because I've done so many tournaments, karate. I mean, I've judged and competed and whatever, karate, taekwondo, kung fu, all this other stuff. And I'm a big component of get it done fast because of the spectators.
Yeah.
And make sure that, especially like, okay, I have multi-day events. The other thing was that I did not take off. I was there for the entire event. I was done on the second day, but I stayed there for the rest of the team. So, I get if you go the Olympics is so long time. Some people come in and then they go home afterwards, or they do their ceremony and then they're on a plane to get out of there. I get it. Because it's expensive staying there,
It's a long time too, right?
I'm there. And I was there, like Linda Polito. I don't know. Do you know Linda Polito?
No.
Oh, she's a beast. She is one of the best fighters I've ever seen. Period. And I hear what I said: best fighters, not best woman. One of the best fighters I've ever seen. And she's a veteran. We'll just say that. And she competes in the younger divisions all the time, and she's amazing. She's also a physical trainer. She's the one. Actually, I'll do this. Here we go.
Yeah, I know. Right, just their name's not ringing a bell, but
but she is just. Oh, hold on here. Oops, wrong thing. But so, that's what I was looking for. So I'm going to share this right here. So this is Linda Polito.
Which left or right?
The left, the one with the white shirt. That's the American. And this is Trixie. Trixie is like the queen over there. I mean, she is awesome. I've been a big fan of hers. I've been following her for a while, and that's temporary ink on her. I'm at the 7-Eleven next to our hotel, and I've been trying to get a hold of Trixie because she's doing. I say, hey, maybe we can do like a. I can't even think of what it is. I thought we could do like a joint social media thing. We can do a collaboration. Hey, let's do a collab, So I messaged her ahead of time. So I'm sitting there, I'm waiting. Girl got cashed out. She's got the ink on her. I'm like, she looks at me and go, nice ink. Oh, and I looked at her like, excuse me, are you Trixie? Yes, I am. Oh my. Just randomly meeting. I mean, it makes sense. We're all in the same town, So,
yeah.
But it was pretty good. Talked to her for a little bit. I'm hoping she's coming to my event next year in Buffalo in October. But like Linda, like when she's my marshal wife, so Janice and I we both hang out with each other. Okay, so Ty's having problems with his computer. But okay, I gave him another option. So yeah, so that was so it was cool just bumping into her. But like Linda, like what happens is Linda and I hang out each other, and I don't have to worry. I've had these martial art wives that, when some places you go, there's always people trying to hook up and do this and do that. I'm like, and I had this one girl that we always went to the same seminars, and she had an engagement ring, and she'd always talk about her fiance. And she'd point at me because the guys at the event, it was a Kempo karate, and the guys at the event are kind of, touchy feely. And I'd be hanging out, all of a sudden she'd give me a big hug. I'm like, are you saving me from someone, or I'm saving you? It's a little of both. I'm like, oh, great. So Linda and I have that relationship where we just hang together, and I'm sitting there at the tournament. I've got all of her gear, so I look like the father or the husband that's on a shopping experience. Like I've got all this pile of gear, and you can barely see my face. But the thing here is, when I wasn't competing, I was cheering on all the fighters. I was helping out wherever I can. I was mostly Linda and her team, because I had a relationship with them ahead of time. So with sticking around all the time, I'm always about getting things done. Plus, there was kids competing, and you know what? You want the competitors to compete, and then go do some sightseeing if possible too. I mean, you go halfway around the world. You don't want to just go to a gym and then go back.
Yeah, for sure.
It was a good tournament. No, there was all these. I've heard all the bad things about in the past, and actually I heard other people who've been there, and he goes, it's not the WCAF that it used to be, in a good way, So,
well, that's good.
And I think, I got to meet Gerald Cagnette and all this other stuff, and like I said, I was treated like royalty there. It was great. They knew who I was, and I'm not in their system. It's not like I was another Dos Pares person, and and it was really, and I don't think that there's any biased. Because you could be, systematically, okay, oh, you're not Dos Pares, oh, you're modern.
Well, that's good.
These guys were great. They were awesome. Highly, highly advised if it's something you want to do. And that's why I'm throwing my support. So PCAF is the Filipino. So there's WCAF USA in the Philippines. PCAF, right. They just call it PCAF, Philippine, as opposed to WCAF Philippines. And if you want to see it in the Olympics, this is the group we have to back. It's as simple as that. The thing here is this: we can all go, well, I'm going to do this, and I do my own thing. I have my own stick fighting league. At the end of the day, I know I'm not going to take it to the Philippines. I know GSPA isn't going to take it to the Philippines. I know all these other places are never going to take it to the Philippines. Like Jogo, what's that thing that you're doing, that you were watching, Wago or whatever to call it was?
Wago, yeah.
So, okay. Let me say, at the end of the day, it is not gonna get there. It's simple, and that sure as hell won't, because of the MMA factor and the stick fighting and all this other stuff. So you got to sit there. If we want to get it in, then we got to get behind one group and push it to make it happen. Simple as that. And my thing is, we need to get behind. Listen. You know what the thing? Okay, and I'll end with this one. Paulo Rubio made a thing about where are the most amount of people who train Filipino martial arts? Okay, if we're talking adults, hands down, outside the Philippines, hands down.
Yeah.
But if we're talking kids, oh my God, the kids outnumber the adults around the world, I think. It's crazy, the numbers over there. Now, it's because it's free for them. It's in the school system. It's all the other stuff.
Yeah.
And they come out with competition team outfits. It's crazy how organized they are. And here we go. My job in the Cebu World Championships was managing the Philippine Arnis Team A and B. I am not part of the organizing committee. It was nice to meet you. Of course it was nice to meet me. I'm just teasing. I love Renee. Renee Tongson. Datu. Hey, Chris. How you doing? But these guys had their shit together so much. And all these teams show up dressed ready, looking like a team. And that was the part I was disappointed with Team USA. We had matching shirts.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, we had track suits. Okay, so if we're talking about lining up as a team, our shit was tight. We all had the matching track suits and stuff like that for opening and closing ceremonies.
Oh, okay.
No questions asked. Okay. Hold on. And then, but when it came time to look for, competing, we didn't have that. We all had matching shirts. And then when it came to our shorts or slacks or whatever, that was all different. So with no further ado, the second half of the dynamic duo has just logged in. Here we go, everybody. The world, the one and only Dr. Tye Botting. Sir, how you doing?
Hey everyone, I'm on my phone. I'm having technical difficulties and sick, but how's everyone been doing?
Doing good. We talk a lot about the Philippines and Canada.
Nice. Yeah, I got here just probably as you guys were ending up.
So, are you feeling better? Hopefully.
It doesn't feel too bad. Headache, burning sinuses, the normal.
So, we're talking about Dean's adventure in Canada. We're talking about.
I got stayed over with no choice. Yeah.
Okay. Greetings, Ty, from Renee Thompson.
Oh, great. Hey.
And then, okay. Good day. So we were talking about all the different things that were happening in the Philippines. How I think that if we're going to get Arnisa in the Olympics, we really need to look at WCAF because they were already in. Evidently, they lost the gig on SEA Games, this upcoming one. Although maybe Renee can tell. Renee Tungson's on board. Maybe he's got more info on that. But it was. I mean, they did just an amazing job. I mean, they really, really did. They had a big screen TV with stuff going on and all this other stuff. We're talking about how professional everyone looked doing stuff. They really had their shit together, and they represented well. And let me do this right here. I'm going to share this. This is the stuff I was a little bummed out about. So can you see that photo of me? Okay, there we go. Right. So this is one team. I mean, they had a bunch of teams there. They had different hand signs, by the way. There's the same Dumaguete. That's the little thing they do. Hey, that's Team India. There's another Filipino team, all supplemented tops. Here's another Filipino team that looked up. Everyone's matching. Oh, here's another Filipino team. Okay, there's the Netherlands and some Filipinos. There's the Netherlands team. There's Germany. There's France. Had to think about it. There's something islands. I forgot There's Thailand. There's Steve Walk, the international president. Here are the judges. This is how they dress. Then they also had a golf shirt one they were doing. They had their act together so well. And they were nice to me. I don't know what they were thinking. I didn't pay them off. They're just people in the crowd. But, unfortunately, when it came, like I said, we talked about Team USA. Each team had all these nice outfits set up. I actually got that shirt. That was a cool shirt. They did pretty good. That's Gerald Kenyette right there. And Steve Walk and myself, Team Australia. But somewhere I'm wearing a tiara. I don't know if we really care about the tiara. But the only thing I was a little bummed out about was that the team did not have the fighting outfit. Where all these others they really had nice team attire to compete in. And we were just wearing, we were wearing a nice athletic type shirt, but we didn't have matching pants and all this other stuff. But we had a tracksuit to walk in and then get our awards and blah, 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 But I would say that was the only thing I think we were a little deficient on as a team. But they took it. So they were on point. They were so on point. But we're talking about events. So what did you do You did a couple of things this summer, right?
Just the last 3 or 4 weekends. Yeah, I did a few things. We did just this last one. We did the Renaissance Martial Arts Festival up there in Rochester. That was a lot of fun. Saw some people I haven't seen in a long time. And then before that, it was the Mabag second or third annual that Bangaway pushed together, and Bobby Ladra and all sorts of folks.
Joe Lennon saying hello. Hey.
Yeah, and then before that, there was something. Oh, well, there was also the East Coast Gathering, and then
I'll be right back while you guys talk. I gotta keep somebody under control. The fur baby's getting loud. Have you been hearing the fur baby?
a little bit.
A little, but not. I mean, doesn't bother me. But yeah.
I'm gonna throw him something. Probably like a brick, or.
But yeah, no. So I've been doing a bunch of stuff, and then I got something next weekend, which is the Thermont thing. Assuming I can be not testing positive.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I've been nice and busy, which is a good problem to have. So I appreciate everybody's support. It was fun. I actually did some Kobaton this weekend for one of my sessions.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, double stick blocking styles and feeding and stuff. Good energy. They hadn't seen it before, so that's good. Yeah, that's all. I think there's another. Oh, we also did the family gathering martial arts up there in Shikellamy, Pennsylvania. So that's Aaron Knowles' event and Jeff Ramsey's. So that was fun. So yeah, I want to say the last 4 or 5 weekends I've done something every week. Yeah. Crazy.
And then what do you got? And then anything coming up? Well, November. We got November, right?
Yeah, so we got like I said, I got something next weekend. Then we got the instructors camp, and we've also got the Boston camp. You guys have probably already talked about those.
Well, we're just talking about the summer. So, you guys talked to. So, I got home on a Wednesday, and then Friday I drove down to Maryland, and I taught with Riddell DeGuck and Bobby Ladra. But then the following weekend, you two got together and taught in Maryland as well.
Yep.
Correct.
Over at Lex's place.
That was the Lex thing. Yep.
So been a bunch of things going on that way.
I still got your sticks and your knife that Lex gave you, but I don't know how I'll get them to you.
I'm sorry. What do you got?
The sticks and the knife for the gave you and the instructor sticks.
Remember? Oh, I totally forgot about those. Oh, November.
Yeah.
So
I probably won't have a checked bag, so I'll figure something out.
Yeah, no rush. I mean, don't.
Yeah.
It's okay. He's got an illegal spike waiting for him, a shank waiting for him that I was given, and of course, it's in my car when we're crossing an international border. But whatever.
Of course.
Thanks, team.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Someone feed the dog. Yeah, I just did. Okay. And I go, all right. PCAF was founded in 2017. Zuri, inaugural chairman, president, Darnice. Okay, previously NSA. Wait a minute. NSA. Isn't that something else? No such agency. ARP would be expelled from the POC. I don't know. PCAF held the first tournament in Cebu in 2017. And then the delegation for the... Okay, cool. All right. Feed him a BJJ player. We haven't been talking about my social media stuff at all. So, well, the results of it, but not it. Send the dog. Okay. Send the dog. Let's bring Phil high. Okay. Renee, this is why Ty is better than FMA. See, that's my line. Why? And then, Joe Ribello.
Hey, Kempo Joe.
Oh, I forgot you were back. So okay. So, yeah, so it's still rough. Our schedules are still not lining up the way we want them to. So, I'm going to still be doing the show regularly. We're going to see who's going to be in the co-pilot seat. So don't be surprised if you see a whole bunch of faces. Ty is still with us. He's still my main man, but we all have life commitments, work, family, stuff of that nature. So let's see. Well, let's talk about it. Here we go. November. Here's the big one. The 9th and the 10th, Salem, Massachusetts. The three of us, along with another cast of characters, will be teaching at the FMA Collective and the Massachusetts Modern East Camp. So It's the three of us, and then others. And I'm not going to guess. I'm actually going to look this up right now because
Tim Gillette, right?
Well, what I'll do is I'll pull the flyer up, so
He
we don't
didn't
have
go
to.
last year because he got sick.
Right, he had the vid. Go figure.
All right.
So let me bring up my folder here. I'm going to do the download. It's a PDF file. Okay, here we go. And I will share this. We'll present, share screen. Actually, I'm very pleased at how many people actually showed up today. You know, for such a last minute, you know. All right, so we have, I'm just going to go to the list. Obviously, we've got me, Ty, and Craig. Craig is, oh, actually, we go. Ty's here, Dean Franco, Steve LaFave. Hold on. Master Ben.
Oh, yeah.
Craig Mason. Tim Gillette, myself, Sifu Alex, May and Mike Williams, and Frank Schakowsky. Others have been invited. But we've been told that people have scheduling issues. So, yeah, so that's that. So it's going to be a 2-day event, November 9th and 10th in Salem, Massachusetts. You get a QR code right there. If you go to the, I have to set more things up, but I'm pretty sure if you go to the World Mountain East Alliance website, worldmountainEast.com or WMRNeast.com, go underneath the events and you will find a list of upcoming events, including that. I am writing in Datu Tim /Ty 24. Boy, are they going to be confused when they cure my ballot. Okay. I'll co-host. Oh, yeah, okay. And on that note, back to Joe. Tim, I love your social clips. You love to poke fun, poke stuff with a stick. Okay. So, yeah, the BJJs don't like me right now. That's a thing now, BJJs. That's not me. That's Master Ken. I'm going to use his term, but it's pretty good. I sent my ex to Salem, Massachusetts, and agreed she was a witch. Okay. Datu, are you allowing vendors at the Lamanaro? Yes. Chris, if you want to be a vendor, we'll just message me tomorrow or later time. Just DM me. So next year's going to be, we're going to talk about it for next year, but yes. Lamanaro 2024, it's going to be October 19th, and it's official. I have the current president, Grandmaster Rudy Torres, flying out from California with his cadre of people to help run live stick divisions at my tournament this year. So that was cool. Salem was a great last time. Brock is planning on being there. But JJ's LOL. Okay. Master Kent will be here in Massachusetts this month. Okay, great. I'm assuming you mean Matt Page and not the other. I do want to say condolences to Will Higginbotham, passed away over the weekend. I really didn't know him very well. Not much socialization. He was part of George Dillman's group. He also had some modern East, and he was a director for Leon J. After and we feel bad for him, his students, and his family. Was he in his 90s?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, all right. Yeah, so it's a shame when it's a shame when we lose anyone, but just want to throw out the condolences there. 35 plus over 40 black belt sparring, world championships, gold, retire, and I win. Okay. Joe Rebello enjoyed last year's San Juan event. Yep. Okay. So, so that's the next thing that we're all going to be at, and then we'll talk about that other event later once we get things confirmed. The spring event, what's going on and stuff like that. So that's that. I mean, my big thing has been healing this. I mean, I'm stuck I cannot. I'm not allowed to fly for months.
Wow.
For a couple months, not for 4 months, but for a couple months. I'm going to find out when that's going to be. So I think the first time I'm going to fly anywhere is the Philippines trip in February.
Okay.
So we're doing our camp well, we're going. May or may not be a camp, but we're taking people with us. So if whoever is interested in going to the Philippines with us, will be going this February. Just contact me directly, datutim@gmail.com, or if you're on my social media, stuff like that. But we're going to be meeting with a few people, and we're going to do a little Yao Yan. That was the coolest thing. The Yao Yan master or head instructor came to the hotel I was at, gave me one of his shirts, and we're setting up a thing so we can work with him when we come back.
Thanks. Yeah, that's the first I heard of that. That's cool.
Okay. There was a question. Is there 35 and over? Okay. So currently it's going to be 35 and older, but it may be 30, 39, and then 40 and over. I'll let you know about that, sir. And then there's a grand champion for the belts. I'll talk about that. But fighting grand champions are only in adult divisions. We're not going to do any kids divisions of that nature. Listen to R. Kelly, I believe it can fly. Okay. And then I will have to talk to Guru Chris if he's planning on going. Chris from New Jersey, by any chance? We were talking about some stuff. So if you go to Queen City Labanlaro, actually, that won't even have the information. But if you look up the Labanlaro, Queen City Labanlaro on Facebook, you'll find information there. Chris Workman, is my co. Okay, got it. So, yeah, yeah. So Knucklehead is with me. But that's going to be the big thing. Right now, the next thing I'm working on is the first weekend of October, the 4th through the 6th, is our instructor development camp. So that's probably the next thing I'm going to see. Oh, you know what? Bring me Dean's shit, and I'll sell it on. I mean, I'll save it for him. But because I'll be driving to Salem, so I can do that.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, good idea. Okay, I'll throw it in the car soon, like tonight. If I don't forget because of the drugs I'm gonna have to take here in a second. I get to take my next batch in 15 minutes.
Yeah. So just bring it up to Buffalo, and then I'll do something with him.
Okay.
So he Dean calls me up, dude. What's going on? What are you talking about? So would love to co-host. Okay, Eric, we'll probably have you on the list too.
Nice.
Why not? Eric's been on the show before. Why not? What the hell? Let's keep it rolling. So we go up to Canada. Dean's up there ahead of time. I shoot up there and I do the Sunday session. So he gets a special metal trainer, and then he gives what's the guy's name again from the West Coast that gave you the shank?
Oh, Darcy.
Darcy gives him a shank. Okay, all right. So he gives me this stuff. We bring it across the board. Tim, can you hold on this to me and bring it up? Sure. So the next time I'm going to see him is going to be at the Salem camp. So Mike and May come over. We do the CLOC camp. You were there for that. Had a blast. And actually, my God, they are amazing at what they do. Yes. Although Mike goes down rabbit holes, but he's still amazing at what he does. And he brings a lot of stuff. Like he brings out maps and cultural things. So he really gives you a full thing. And then Brock's like, maybe you should give me Dean stuff. Depends on who's going to take it. So lo and behold, I give his two little things to Mike and May. And then Mike and May are like, hey, or May reaches out to Dean and goes, well, actually, I get this phone call from Dean. I'm like, dude, what's going on? What do you mean? Well, May's trying to sell me the shank and the knife that I gave you. Like, I'm pretty sure they're busting your chops. Really? Like, but then
I
again,
am
I
gullible.
don't even know them that well enough to. I never thought May had that in her. I mean, May's pretty funny. Like
Yep.
when she was pissed about that thing we were talking about last time,
Yep.
she's freaking hilarious. But I didn't know she had that in her. Like, ooh, yeah, let's stay off her bad side. But it sounds like the dog is a co-host. Yeah, could be. Let me see if the door is open, and maybe that's the problem. So,
What else I missed there, Dean?
That was pretty much, just talking about like what we did during the summer. His trip over the Philippines. Some of the, like he spoke on some of the reffing and as far as the organizational structure of things. I think, yeah, and my trip up to Toronto. I think that's about it. Yeah.
yeah, that was it. We didn't really talk. I mean, we sidetracked a bunch of stuff. You know, like just we got sidetracked. Go figure. Go down the rabbit hole.
All right.
But I do actually. I'm pretty much. I think we're good. Don't you think?
Yeah.
So I just want to say this for those who are watching. So I work with a company called People Trendy. They are my social media guys. So if you've been watching the videos, please follow, like, subscribe, all that other fun stuff. So first videos, the first time they're up there, I go, Tim, can you be controversial? So here. Well, first of all, here's the thing. I think we'll do a show on this. But the short story is, if you want to get views, there's two ways to do it. One is to find some naked woman who's willing to show off her entire body, and then everybody under the sun will watch the videos, whether you like her or hate her. Okay, simple as that. The second one is, in addition to having good content, having controversial topics once in a while.
For sure, controversy sells, right?
So on April 1st, I had 7,100 followers. And I now, between the 4 platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. By the end of this month, I should have 300,000 followers.
Wow.
I've had over 38 million plays on all these videos. And these videos are just the ones that we've been putting up since April 1st. And a lot of people think that I'm trying to start all these fights with the MMA guys. And my one video, I made a mistake, and Ty and I talked about that earlier today, is that I made it about me and not about the system. I said, well, I know how to grapple. I can do this. It should have all been, because it was all about why I prefer FMA over BJJ. And if we're talking BJJ, for the most part, it's hard to find a school that actually teaches self-defense. They teach the sport, and you don't want to do the sport in the street. But tell that to the BJJs out there. Well, I never see Filipino martial arts in the UFC. Yeah, well, I never. And I go, but I have seen BJJ guys get stabbed. Well, not personally, but there's plenty of footage out there getting stabbed in the street when they try to pull guard with a guy with a knife. And I've done dog brother-esque type sparring before I even knew what dog brothers were. And I do a little every now and then, but with my shoulder, I can't do anything at the moment. But the thing here is, if you listen to the content and listen to the titles are very catchy, like why BJJ is silly for self-defense, and then the rest of the video was, hey, these are to my followers out there that say I can't be a legitimate martial artist because I'm wearing shoes. So everyone focuses on the title and they don't listen to the rest of the thing. And I say, well, don't you think we can do techniques with our shoes on? Yeah, that's my point. You just made my point for me. Thank you. And now the cool thing is, all my followers are actually asking these guys, do you actually watch the video with the volume off? Do you just read the title and that's it? I think it's too much to the cauliflower ears, but I mean, what do I know? So, of course, the trolls, the MMA BJJ world, are the worst trolls in the world, because they don't start off with saying, why do you say this? They go right to, F you, fat boy, you don't know how to do anything. And it's like, really? Well, I know how to meet people like you, watch my videos, so hey, I must be pretty good at something, So, who pulls guard on the street? Well, evidently all the BJJs out there, because that's all they're talking about. Well, I'm gonna do a single leg. Well, actually, it's funny. The guys that talk the biggest, I watch their matches when they provide something, and they they pull guard in the match. I'm like, well, wait a minute, you didn't even do anything that makes sense. And of course, they're not real jiu-jitsu. They're derivative of judo, which is a derivative of real jiu-jitsu. So, and that alone is going to get a bunch of more things. But these are the things that I speak the truth, but I'm a little over the top. I love Brazilian jiu-jitsu. If I had to choose between the two, I would choose my FMA. But the thing here is, I don't have to choose. I get to do both. But I would rather do FMA just for that. But hey, Guy, what's up? TC Jones. So one of I don't know if you knew TC, but TC was a student of Anding at one time.
Oh, okay. No, the name sounds familiar, but I don't think I met.
The fourth co-host.
Yeah.
You gotta talk. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay. So but anyways, what's the next event you got, Dean?
Next event. So why am I drawing a blank here? October, I'm going to California. It's kind of a multiple birds, one stone. So I'm finally going to go be able to meet Roger. And one of my students out there in the Los Angeles area said, hey, if you're going to be out here, I'll host you on Sunday. So next event is October 6th. Yeah, Los Angeles.
Cool. Okay. October 6th. That's wow. Okay. Nice. Who
What was that?
Who were they again? I missed that part.
So yeah, I mean, so Roger, what initially sparked my interest, Roger set up a summer out there, and I was just thinking, like, gosh, I finally get to meet him. Maybe I can tie meeting Steve Grody as well. So I started thinking about it, and then it's funny. I mentioned it to one of my students. I said, hey, there could be a chance I might be coming out. If you want to meet. And he said, well, hey, if you're coming out, I'll host you. So then so what turned out as an idea, now it's starting to materialize. So I'm going out there 5th, which is a Friday, meet Roger, go to Roger's event Saturday, do my event Sunday. Then I'm going to meet Steve Grody on Monday. So it's actually going to be really neat. I'm going to finally meet, two guys that I've been wanting to meet for a while now. And at the same time, I'll get to see my student and some other folks.
And there we go. Rich Parsons says hello.
Hey,
He's another guy that said he'd be on the show a little with what's going on.
I would look forward to it if you had Rich on there. Rich will be a good, yeah.
This is why Japanese Jiu-Jitsu is better. Teaching strike. Yep. You know what? Here's the thing.
How can one be just better? Because I don't know if you want to get into it.
No. Here we go. At the end of the day, if you do it the right way, Japanese Jiu-Jitsu, it had it all. What did you do? That was what those samurais learned. They had weapons, they had striking, they had it all. Then what happened? They eventually split off judo.
But you got BJ camps that do striking. I mean,
right. So they cross train, and
I was part of one. I mean, if you look at I mean, so
no. Oh no, I'm listen. Actually, I see a lot now where BJJ schools are going back to the original arts, trying to fill in the blanks. Listen,
because they were getting such crap because of being so tournament based, or they actually now are looking back.
Right.
Absolutely. Yes.
The problem is, and this could be a topic of one of these shows, how there's so many tournament schools out there versus, and the problem is when you talk to here's the thing. If you got someone who's training it for self-defense, there's a lot of good things to it. I mean, listen, 30% of all fights go to the ground. That 90% thing, that was a study for the FBI did of cuffing positions. It wasn't an actual fight thing. So Chad, our guy Chad, Chad.
Yeah, Chad, yeah.
Right. No,
he's actually not Bailey.
Not Bailey. No, not Bailey. Chad Doolin.
No, I know Chad. Yeah, he's actually coming on the show a week from Wednesday.
So he's looking up the name of the study. But he actually had a study, because he has access to law enforcement. He had he was the one that gave me all the information. It's like it turns out that 30% of all fights go to the ground. Now, I'm not talking getting knocked down and knocked out. We're talking ground tactics.
Right. One clinch, there was a takedown, disruption of balance. Yeah, right.
So let's round up, say 33. We'll say it's a full third. So 1 in 3 encounters will go to the ground. So you definitely need to have ground game.
Absolutely. You need to have clinch and ground defense, ground takedown defense, and ground. Absolutely. Yeah.
So, but 2/3 stay on its feet. And another thing is 1/3 is weapon based. So when all the people, what are you going to do with your sticks? First of all, they're not sticks. They could just as easily be blades. Forget about that. Secondly, how do you defend against a weapon? Like the latest, we had a video up today, and the guy goes, "Oh, we would just sweep if you had your sticks. We would just sweep you, and we get right past your sticks." No, not at all. You're not getting past my stick. Secondly, I mean, it's not going to be a rattan stick in the street. It's going to be my axe handle. I'm not saying that they couldn't get in, but if you don't train to get in against it, it's not going to work. And at the end of the day, what's it really going to be? It's going to be this. You're not going to, forget it.
Not going to have a stick out there, or it's going to be an environmental thing that you picked up or something like that. It's going to be a knife. Yeah. I mean, more than likely, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But these guys they've actually challenged me. I'll give you a stick. I'll give you your sword. I'll give you your knife. I'm like, are you that? I'm like, and it's always about the UFC. It's always about the UFC. And it's like, can you get away from that? When Hoist did all this stuff, well, let's think about that. They never had the top fighters against. They did good. Hoist did all sizes, but he never fought the likes of a Tyson. I mean, Mayweather at least got in the ring with McGregor, although they handcuffed him for all intents and purposes.
Well, just a box. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, they picked the Gracies owned the thing or had major sharehold. They picked all the fighters. They did all the breaks. And then the funny thing is when Hoist Gracie tapped out or bowed out to Harold Howard, the Canadian, even though it says jiu-jitsu in the name of the style, he was a sport karate guy. It's like, stop it. So, but listen, they are pioneers in this no-gi stuff for jiu-jitsu. You cannot take anything away from them.
Pioneers period in BJJ. Yeah. I mean,
what? Soon as the rest of you don't see a guy winning with
only. What's sad? They sold their shares in there before it got blown. Now, man, they must be ate themselves. When they sold their shares way back, right?
Well, whatever. I've heard a lot of stuff, which we're not going to get into. So, but so did you do that knife fighting thing in LA or whatever? That prison knife fighting? You had that thing in July. Did you end up doing that?
You're talking about their immersion labs.
Yeah. Did you ever go do that?
It got canceled. It got canceled. I guess there is some talk about perhaps next year. I'm not sure, but there were a bunch of factors. Why it got canceled. Yeah.
No, I don't need to know anything. I remember there was a poster of you doing that.
There was a poster generated with basically all the guest instructors that were going to be on hand, and unfortunately,
it happens.
Oh my God! So, just speaking of which, May Williams just messaged me. I just sold that weapon for $300.
I wonder if she's listening to the show.
You've got to be.
May, stop it. Be nice.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Okay. Well, hey, you got $300 coming your way, right?
Well, I don't know. She might be keeping it.
Okay.
She's got to be watching.
Okay.
Or Mike's watching. One of the two are watching.
And then, Ty, are you teaching anywhere soon?
Next weekend, doing the Thermont thing. If I test negative soon enough.
And then, when are you doing your fall fling, or are you only doing a spring fling?
Yeah, the fall. It's combined fall spring. It's going to be October 19th. I'm trying to make the flyer as we speak.
It's what 19th?
October
19th. Okay, go. All right, cool. Well, and then of course, like I said, our next thing is going to be the instructors camp, 4th through 6th. The 19th is the Labanlaro, and then more smaller things, and then of course the big thing is February, going to 2 weeks in the Philippines, or around 2 weeks ish. So we'll for those who are interested, DatuTim@gmail.com. Reach out. Craig and I were talking about it today, actually, just, getting our ducks in a row. And, but that's it. So, geez, I think that's about it. I think next week I'm going to do a show. We can do a show on, social media, what I've been doing, how I've been doing, some suggestions for that. If you want to get the message out, how to promote your events that way. And then, we'll pick a topic for the week after that. Actually, then I think I want to talk about, because it's been a while, modern arnis again. To art within your art or not.
Modern arnis, I'm not sure. What are you talking about?
Why is BJJ better than modern arnis?
There you go.
Okay. So, all right. Hashtag, what was it? So Dimpranko, or what's your next FMA discussion show?
I have to find somebody this week because I was going to have Chad and Joel Lennon on Wednesday night, but Chad can't do this Wednesday. He has to wait till the following Wednesday. So
Okay.
I am going to be basically scrambling tomorrow. Not that I need to have somebody this week, but I would like to get somebody this week. So I have to go kind of look at my list. So I'm not sure at the moment, but I do know the following week will be Chad Doolin.
Okay. Well, if you have a topic and need someone, I'm free after 9. I'm free about 9, quarter after 9.
9 or
Quarter after
during the week. Okay.
Yeah. If you were going to do something Wednesday.
Oh, okay. So so that's just Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday. So my class ends at 1:45. I could probably be home by 9, maybe 9:05.
If it was like Thursday or something like that.
Thursday, my class ends at 9. It'd probably be 9:30.
All right, so basically 9. Okay.
Yeah. So and like I said, if you've got a topic that you just want to go over a topic,
no, I really don't, to be honest. I was just going to, no, I don't.
Okay. So, hey, Tim, I love that. Cool. And if anyone popped in late, this should be up on YouTube, and you're probably watching it live on YouTube, but it should be ready for the replay tomorrow afternoon sometime. Preacher Man, thank you. I look forward to the next time. So that'll be next week at 8:30 p.m. And then Dean's got a show later this week. We'll work on that. I gave him have him on Guru Dean and have him wear a BJJ. Yeah. I can wear a BJJ, right? I've got my BJJ gi.
You're going to have to wear your gi.
Yeah. There we go. And see y'all soon again. Cool. All right. So with no further, actually, let me just do this. Take this off because it'll mess this up. Okay, good. I haven't done this in a while. So with no further ado, I want to thank you for everyone's popping up. Guys, thanks for being part of the show.
Yeah.
Carlito, hey, we're actually logging off now, brother. But hey, thanks for popping in.
We split the money. She's going to split the money with somebody else. She just messaged back.
Nice.
Okay, there we go. So with no further ado, thank you on behalf of Datu Tim and
PG Ties here,
and well, depending on what it is, COF FMA discussion, but I'll just go with Dean.
Okay. All right. And we'll see you all soon.